Hello and welcome to Phantom Force's Weapon Spotlight, a series where I give a more subdued and informative look on the weapons of Phantom Forces. In this episode, I'll be covering the TAR-21. The TAR-21 is an assault rifle unlocked at rank 111. It deals 29 damage up to 100 studs and fires off to 22 damage by 140 studs. It fires at 850 RPM, the same as the HK416, and it has a 1.1 times body multiplier and a 1.5 times head multiplier. The muzzle velocity is 2800 studs per second, and the penetration depth is 1.2 studs. Here is a shots to kill table. It has low to medium recoil with components of both camera and model recoil, and it holds 30 rounds in a magazine with 120 rounds in reserve of 5.56 NATO rounds. The reload speed is 2.8 seconds, and the empty reload speed is 3.9 seconds. It has a 14 walk speed and kinda slow 14 aim speed. The TAR-21 is yet another one of those high fire rate meta automatics that works at pretty much every range. Both in close range and medium range, it shreds people because of the fire rate. In long range, it also works even though it has a bit of recoil because the range on this thing is crazy even if you hit limb shots. Playstyle wise, I don't have any specific tips, you can do whatever. Close range aggressive playstyle works, playing it safe at medium range works, loitering around at long range also kinda works, I guess. It's a very universal, easy to use weapon like all meta automatics. Of course, when talking about meta automatics, I have to bring up the HK416 and compare it. The results are comedically similar. It's pretty much almost the exact same weapon, even down to the 4-shot kill range. Although, in a few different ways, the TAR-21 is ever so slightly worse than the HK416 in my opinion. It has a bit more recoil, and the reload speed is slower, and that's pretty much all the differences, really. Again, it's barely a different weapon, so it's S tier right next to the HK416. The TAR does have some more versatility when it comes to conversions and attachments, however. Duplex is a silly close-range conversion. It fires 2 pellets, or bullets, each dealing 18.85 damage up to 100 studs and falls off to 9.9 damage by 160 studs. The fire rate remains the same, but the muzzle velocity is reduced by half to 1400 studs per second, and the penetration depth is also similarly reduced by half to 0.6 studs. Here is the shots to kill table. It has the same recoil, but now holds 20 rounds in the magazine with 100 rounds in reserve of, somehow, 5.56 NATO rounds. The reload speed is drastically reduced to 1.9 seconds and 2.5 seconds for empty reload speed. Everything else here remains the same. Duplex is an utterly ridiculous conversion that somehow ends up being really good. It fires 2 bullets from 1 ammo for some reason, man, I don't know. It inherits the default ammo's range, plus it can 3-shot kill to the body now, which is really good, but you have to deal with spread now. I am not able to test the actual effectiveness, the effective range of the spread, but from eyeballing it, it should work fine up to 100 studs, but it's just not going to be consistent because of spread and body and head multipliers. So yeah, long range use is not advised generally, and just to be safe, play aggressively and rush into close range. On paper, this conversion should not work, but it seems to just do. The reload speed is also enough to make PDWs jealous, and it's goofy, it's silly, but more importantly, it's fun to use. Also, S tier. And as a bonus fact, it can also somehow pick up ammo from shotguns. The CTAR barrel increases your close range effectiveness, walk speed, and aim speed, but reduces long range performance. Here is the shots to kill table. This barrel attachment very much makes the TAR-21 a close-range oriented rifle. Of course, it doesn't change the recoil, so it should still work fine at medium range, but long range might be a little hard now, without the damage and the range of not using CTAR. I recommend taking this on small maps like Metro and Bazaar, as it does give you an edge in close range. I also don't recommend running this all the time though, as you're foregoing other very powerful barrel attachments. Although, nothing's preventing you from using this with Duplex and just completely investing onto close range. It does kinda well if you just don't care about range and just take the CTAR barrel for walk speed and just rush the hell out of people with Duplex. It's really funny, I recommend. And that concludes this episode of Phantom Force's Weapon Spotlight. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel as it helps a lot. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Okay.